There was in advance.
Shall we open with Vicky?
Kia whakapapa paunangu timoana, hei huarangi mā tātou I te rangi nei, aroha atu, aroha mai, tātou ia tātou katoa, hui taiki.
Apologies.
Sounds like Chris is coming in.
One lady. So Nana is, Nana Boyle is apologising. The request was to turn the phone off. Aidan has apologised. Amelia has apologised. And come every time that she feels it was appropriate. Oh, though she was here last time.
I think she's on holiday. Is she on?
She has just got back.
She's right.
Yeah.
Right.
What is you know, Chris, what's the normal thing?
Because I'm very fresh in the role, I don't know what the normal thing is.
Well,
but I can inquire
just
for next time.
Just interested, it doesn't. I mean,
Yeah.
It's of no issue. But
So through you, Chair, do we have a mover and a seconder for the apologies?
I'll move.
Mel? Do we have any conflicts of interest?
Nope.
Not that we're aware of. Any acknowledgements and tributes?
And actually, I'd like to take a second just to acknowledge Connor and the mug, and as well the work that James and Nana did in advance of the community engagements and things that we've just had. It was fantastic, well attended. I mean, all the hard work was put in ahead of time, and it truly reflected on I think a really positive outcome.
Mel?
I'd also like to just make a tribute to the McGillicuddy and Stewart families, just for the passing of Carolyn McGillicuddy.
Yeah. Welcome, Louise. Going to present to us.
Okay.
We have the usual 5 minutes in which to present to us, and of course, if you leave us with anything, we can look at that.
Right. Well, thank you. So I did think that I should try and be a little bit more structured this time, and I have given a clean copy of the notes that I'm going to make today. And I think what would be helpful is what I'm coming to ask for today is that I'm going to request that the Martinborough Community Board make a recommendation to council. And I've drafted it in a way that sort of meets my concerns. First of all, just to say, I have had the traffic counts back from my Official Information Act request to council, and I can confirm that Jellicoe Street is in fact the busiest residential street in the district by quite a margin. So
You've got the actual figures in your.
So that Official Information Act request that will be made publicly available, and I've tested, so that's all there. Now, I know that you have referred to a 2022 data set, and I think that relates to an earlier speed review in 2022. And I just simply want to say it's likely that those are based on LTSA data for other regions. So what I'd like the recommendation to council to say is that I'd like request council to allocate funding for updated traffic counts to establish the average annual daily traffic for high traffic roads in Martinborough, recognising the significant seasonal and daily variations due to Martinborough's economy and geographical location. Because the daily counts that we do have for Jellicoe Street were actually taken on low volume days during school holidays, the low seasons for tourism, construction, agriculture and viticulture. So, you know, if you take something in the middle of June in the school holidays and you do 2 counts that you're not going to see. Now, I can tell you from personal observation that if you took a count in January this year, or say February next year, it will be lower than it would have been in other years because of the significant decline in economic and tourist activity in this district. The second recommendation is to allocate funding to determine the average speeds at urban boundaries and to assess noise levels at different points along Jellicoe Street, Dublin Street and Princess Street. Now, this is important. I'm not a roading expert, obviously, and we need to rely on what the experts have to say. But the roading experts will tell you that if your speed is above the posted limits on chip seal and uneven surface roads, on wide lanes with no markings, no signage, no lane markings, those are all the factors that contribute to noise. And I'm not making this up, and that's why I've given you the citation in my notes to the Guide to Assessing Road Traffic Noise. And I'm not saying that council has to assess it, I'm saying that all the factors that contribute to noise on these roads, we tick the boxes for. And if anyone was to suggest that we widen the roading corridor coming in from the south, because you know how it narrows slightly? It narrows slightly. That's actually good roading design. It's odd, but it's good roading design. And if anyone comes and makes the suggestion, well, we should widen that road without doing anything else, I would suggest that you request a second opinion. Or, more importantly, I think when you're making decisions as a councillor, and this comes to my second bullet point, is because there's lots of issues in the roading corridor around other services, water mains, stormwater, digital and electronic cabling, they share the corridor. So let's not just get what the roading people say about this, let's get what other people say. Well, if you're doing that, let's do this at the same time. Okay, and then because I've come from an environment where I'm not interested in someone's proposed solution. I'm interested in a range of options, do nothing and other options. Anyone that comes with a do nothing or do this option, I think it should be sent back, because there clearly are some very low cost solutions to calm the traffic. And I would like to see that happen immediately. And because I'm not the expert, and you do have experts, they know what they are. And if you want to delve into it, this reference here to the guide, very short, 5 pages long, it's like a public pamphlet, they'll tell you what can be done. Okay, and one obvious thing, and I've been talking to council, invest in some paint. Invest in some signage, invest in a speed monitor, because we all know that speed monitor and coming into Featherstone surprises us, doesn't it? Yeah, we're all travelling in excess speed there.
Thank you. Any questions?
Sorry, through you, James. I did just want to check. So this is quite specific to Jellicoe Street. So you're talking all residential
So what I'm talking is,
or just?
is I'm talking about I'm not talking about heavy as in truck traffic, although that contributes to noise. I'm talking about high daily volumes of traffic, because when you get funding from central government for this, there's a key point of I think 5,000 when they start to look at investing more in mitigation. We're just under that, but then we take them at the wrong time of year and they're not average daily. And the 2022 data set I had to have seen the start of the speed review, and that's what leads me to believe it's not based on actual traffic counts.
Have you made that point in your submission about?
Yes.
About the count number?
Yes.
And the timing of it.
Yes.
Yeah. Very.
Chris, you have questions?
No, I'm good with that. I'm looking forward to the journey.
Thank you.
There's two parts to it there. There's immediate stuff that may be able to be done. And then there's a normal thing that the community board need
That's right.
services, suggestions about improvements that we might like to see.
And road noise.
And in fact, the low cost option should be done anyway, because if you measure the noise, it gives you a lower baseline, and you might say, well, actually, we won't go.
So, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
I now need to. Thank you for your time. It's much appreciated.
Thank you.
You won't see me again on this topic.
Not in this forum.
I will.
Not today.
You will.
Thanks, Liz.
Thanks, Liz.
Right, it's on. Is there any urgent business? Uh, Don't think.
Has any of those topics been notified with the MARG?
No. Oh, yeah, well, there's probably a couple of, but not, there's not a lot. Right. Yes. So, confirmation of the minutes. Opportunity to read them. Recommendation that the minutes of the Martinborough Community Board held on 22nd of June 26 are confirmed as a true and correct record. I need a mover and seconder.
I'll move.
Chris?
So is that just to receive the document?
Yes, yeah, we're now going to talk about it.
Okay, yeah.
So. Yeah. We just go through it.
Or just, I'm just miss, which is probably the only little thing in there for the apologies from
I
last
missed
meeting.
the apology.
I'm,
Oh, you missed.
yeah.
Ran out of paper.
What would you like to be now?
Yeah, just miss.
What should it be?
Yes, miss.
No. You. ISS, yeah.
It is anyway.
Oh, no, and the, sorry, and the resolution,
Oh,
it's
oh,
put in as
Lord.
apologies from Mayor Wild and
Yeah.
Mrs. Maynard, who's my mum, no.
Yeah.
The minutes from last.
From-
Yeah.
And the apologies. Correct. So going through. Add noise here in number 5. is about the presentation. Other people are interested in the dog park, dog walking. Can we do all that now?
Yeah, we could, I mean, we just had a little update to that matter. We heard from our lead regulatory officer, who told us that Martinborough currently has 1,056 dogs registered. 259 are urban dogs and 797 are rural or working dogs, which then gives us a bit of an idea of how many dog owners they are in that respect. But we didn't have any feedback on the other request, which was around land that might be suitable. I think there has been some conversation previously about Considine Park, but that
Not for an off leash, we've been driving children, I guess, towards there. You
We'll
know,
talk about confidence. There is a steep on them roads, users group. That to be an area that could be designated if it was fenced off. But we'll get to that later in the meeting. I think the issue here is, in terms of park, is that I think the board would like to meet with Leah of planning, and it would be changed in terms of.
James O'Connor.
Does it change their comments? I think some of those things can do with the involved in available, able to be used for that purpose.
I think it is James and Melissa potentially, but I can ask about that. I think that
You could, the community board could ask that the officers who are
Claire,
Claire, yes, and any other officers who would be directly involved in that would meet with us, either here, else just meeting in the council offices at an appropriate time.
that's an action.
It is. Is anyone else on the board interested in perhaps being a part of that? Melvin? I mean, what we need to do is explore whether there are any areas around the place that actually could be used or converted to that purpose.
they're currently undergoing an audit because actually the council
I don't know.
they didn't know, so they're going through that audit at the moment. I'm not sure when that's going to be finished. So I don't know, but I'll ask some questions as well.
So why don't we arrange the meeting once the audit has been provided within a period? Is it sort of like a month away?
I don't know, James. Because we've been asking the same questions.
If it's more than 2 months away, here's time. Nothing here.
so just the proposed action there for the around the busy urban roads and what Louise was just talking about, to get a true idea of daily traffic count, should it be done like more than once every 2 or 3 years, rather than that, like if they actually did it 3 times, invested 3 times in a year for those 3 years, but 3 times in a year, to actually get
A proper
estimate of daily count for those roads?
Louise did suggest that on an annual basis, that be taken over a period of time.
At different times, rather.
Probably determine what those times are, if it's 2 or 3 times. At those times. We can discuss that when we discuss who paid not, I think.
Yep.
And that might be something that we would agree with. Confirm. Okay, anything else in the minutes that requires? The children's crossing on Jellicoe Street, that's in the Marg. That would be in the Marg recommendations. They would be presented. Or something like that, so that's probably okay. I've got it on. And a review of lighting in and around the street. So that is a major issue in the engagement week. And it's not only the lighting of the paths, it's actually the lighting of the square itself as a ceremonial component of the village. So I think that is a recommendation that will come out of Marg, but it'll also come out of our engagement.
As well as,
But this is something that will probably have to go on the long-term plan because it actually requires some significant.
but so is there any way, James, for them to do the lighting, the lights that exist? Are they able to get them up and running? So that it's.
So they haven't been fixed.
No, they have not.
What happened is Colin Stevens were asked by council, they went straight away, they fixed the ones that could with the parts that they had. They only had a few components, and then they've had to send off an order for the other things. But the issue is that the lights in the square on the ground get very hot. They're not LED lights. Get very hot, and the metal casing around the light expands slightly and allows warmth to drip in down the sides, and of course, and they can be maintained. Apparently, in some areas, we've got the same lighting, but every 2 weeks you have to actually give it a clean and spray it with a silicone spray just to seal it off. Whether out of council, the people would be able to do that, I'm not sure.
Could we get a light that just works?
Well, that'd
Yeah.
be sensible, but that's obviously, I mean, it's money because they need to get up and replace it.
Yeah.
We could recommend that to council that they investigate a maintenance schedule for the lighting in the square, for the current lighting in the square.
So just for clarification, through your chair, we're discussing the previous
Minutes.
minutes.
Yes.
And so we
We'll have to bring it forward into
Yeah.
that. Should I put it in the chair's report?
well, we'd have to discuss it next time potentially in terms of, because it hasn't been listed as a topic for today.
Oh, okay. Would you like to do that?
I
Just
can,
put it on the agenda for next.
I can do that for next time. Yeah, absolutely.
Fine. Excellent, but good to clarify.
Yeah.
Okay. Recommendation that we.
So you've received the minutes.
We
and
received. them. We
got
moved
the,
second.
the correction of your, of the miss. Yeah. And then we've got a couple of actions, which was more around matters arising from previous meetings, around the land and, or meeting with officers rather, and, after the audit has been done.
We finished that.
Yeah.
Right, moving along.
Okay.
Number 10. Income expenditure.
So we'll just say they're true and correct, the minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think we said they were true and correct before we started.
Oh, right. Okay, good. Okay.
Done that. I think you second.
Yeah.
So number 10, decision reports, income and expenditure.
Yeah,
Answer this, please.
sure.
And we received the reports, the.
Do we talk to the person? What have
We can
received?
take it in whichever order you'd like.
Let's talk to them.
Okay. Well, I take the report as read. I'll just provide a very brief update on some of it. So with the new financial year starting, the board has got a budget that you can find in the report, which supports its function, including the training, travel and accommodation and general expenses, and the Community Development Fund, which is all the grants fund. And I think in terms of grants, you're going to have a new grant round coming up shortly. It's going to open on the 10th of August and closing on the 20th of September. And then the funding will be decided on the 12th of October. And the amount available is 20,440 for the year in terms of the funding.
So that's the first of 2 rounds. So that will take place this financial year? Or is that just, we're going to do one?
I would have to see clarification on that. Yeah.
We don't have 40,000 a year.
No, we can.
No, but that was whether we run and
You mean split it?
split it and do 2 or just do one contested round.
So through you, Chair, I think that you can do more than one funding round, but that is the total funding that you've got available to allocate. And also, since last year, it's been determined that no funding can roll over, so that you need to make sure that you've got funding rounds in there well before the end of the financial year.
We need to decide when we can split it or not, because it's going to be advertised soon. Not for money.
Time
Okay.
perspective.
That's lots of money.
Yes.
Probably good to do it all in one hit than. I don't know, you've been,
We normally do 2 rounds, but
Then that drops it down.
it's really is completely up to the board whether or not we do that, because I think there's value either way. You know, it's just as long as it goes wide enough for everybody to know that this is it. You know, this is this year's funding round.
It's quite soon after the last round. And then there's no more for another year.
we don't
I
know.
don't think it matters about the time. I mean, it's only, what was it? It was an hour out of a bit of time for Steve to get it organised, but in terms of the meeting was only about an hour.
Yeah.
Right through it, and that was for 20 grand.
Also, I'm not sure we're paying farmers, but when does that get, when that gets
That's
announced?
under review. The policy is under review, and we don't have a date for that at
Do
all.
we have financials for this?
Yeah, last.
We're up $210,000 is the total amount of paying farm, but the question is how much will be actually allocated for the grant.
Yes. So we have received financials showing the 210.
Yes.
The last one.
Yeah, last meeting.
So maybe that's another 30,000. This grant funding at this sort of level is really small stuff, isn't it? In 1,000 here and 800 here and so.
Depends. Yeah, it really can just depend on what people.
I suggest that we split it this time, just to see how it goes, and it will mean that we would get rid of it all in the second round, so we would.
Yeah.
Be wanting to carry any over.
Yeah.
That we're not allowed to do.
Yeah.
And then if that seems a fiddling thing to do, maybe next year we just do it like that. Would that be right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we move that as a recommendation? Of this report?
So just to claim, so if we do this first round, is there a way you can say that it's a contested fund of this much, and then depending on how much we get or how much we agree to go through, if there's anything left over, we can have a second round? Or does it have to be that just declare this much and all has to go there?
I think it's better to declare that we've got $10,000 hanging out.
I'll just do 2 rounds. Yeah, it's really close, like you said, to the last one that we did. Just
Through each year, I mean, that would maybe be good to get some advice from Lena on this, funding advisor in terms of what she recommends. I think you can agree to split it for now, and then you can
We can
decide.
change our minds.
Yeah.
Well, we can't change our minds to,
only until it's notified.
like if it's 10th of August. It's actually,
It's not far off.
It's not very far.
Weeks.
Let's say we take some advice from Lena, and if she feels comfortable that splitting it will be okay or productive, then that's what we'll do. If she's got a different view on it, I think we can consult with the board members before the next meeting. So,
I'll just also update you on the Waihinga Reserve Fund. So we didn't, there wasn't any expenditure between December and I think was it May June last meeting. But there was 2,480 committed towards the painting of the hall, and I think a framing of the building that was originally designed for that space. And we've also just included the schedule of fees and charges for 2020, 26 and 27, and the recently adopted the GOIMA or charging a proactive release policy for the Local Government Official Information Act.
so we have to pay now.
You always have, really.
Yeah, it just provides a transparent overview of how you're able to request information and the work that's involved in providing that.
And we would expect most information that we require would just automatically be forthcoming.
Oh, well, it's for the free year, it's for the benefit of the community that might be asking for that information.
I think just to, for you to understand that Lagoima's cost this council a lot of money, a lot. And these charges are it's more like paper and hours and time of council staff. Being a small council, and our staff are limited as it is. So, and just to give you an indication of, for instance, the solar farm that went straight to the environmental court. This council has had to pay a lot of time and hours behind that, which we had no control over. So it's a budget that has no boundaries of control. And I think that what's really good about this document is that it spells out exactly what the customers, when you're putting a Lagoima in, what the due process is and what's fair. And I think it's quite a good document in that respect. Yeah.
We understand that. I mean, the point I'm making is that if the community board would really expect that information that's held by council that the community board had an interest in.
But it has a cost.
Yes, but there should be a cost to council for actually running.
But that goes to the ratepayers, and the ratepayers do pay for that. But this is like printing. It is
And these are like, so they're two different things. Community board, we can ask for information and receive that information.
This is a Lagoima.
But if it was a Lagoima,
It's,
yeah,
you can imagine with the sewerage down here,
that's
imagine how many,
everyone's asking.
I mean, like, it's endless.
Yeah.
And for you, Chair, I might just also note that another item in the expenditure report was just a clarification on the approval of expenditure and reimbursement process, just because we're at the start of another financial year. And so it was just advice that in line with Council's financial policy, the community board must pass a resolution approving any kind of expenditure connected to the community development fund, as well as operational expenses. So any funding needs a resolution. And we have included a recommendation that the board makes a retrospective resolution to allocate there was a little bit of an excess expenditure on the community engagement, which we just want to bring into this meeting.
Yes, that was because we recommend approve the payment for the advert. But there were with printing costs, the sheets and stickers. So it actually isn't quite as much as that, but if we approve that, we'll just pay it up to what it actually costs, but it'll be under that amount.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else, or shall we move that the community board receive the income and expenditure report and agree to allocate up to $290 from general operating expenses for the community engagement, and note that any of the expenditure should be according to council financial policy. So Mel will move and second it.
Through you, Chair, can I just also ask for clarification? Did you also want to include to agree to divide the community development funding into multiple rounds, pending advice from the funding advisor?
Funding one. Yes.
Yeah, is that the same as solutions? Okay. Cool, so that was Mel and then.
Moving on.
That's there's been a slight percentage increase.
Yes,
It's
can you
gone.
tell us about it?
Yeah. It's literally sort of keeping up with CPI and it's going across. And I think the trend will be in the future because the rates are going to be capped at 4% in the future. The only way councils can will be making a lot more focus on fees and direct costs of direct things. It's their only wiggle room, really. And a lot of the cases, these rates are subsidised by the ratepayers. And so that, like, for instance, the dog one that was passed before was actually just a movement of moving a percentage of the rates to actually the dog owners and not off the ratepayers. So really, there's no real
thing jumps out as a great big jump.
No, it's literally a multiplication of like 0.03% across the lot. So
yeah,
it's from memory.
The new hire. The chance here they are under the auspices of community board. It's if an external group wishes to hire supper in for the evening, then there's
All laid out.
It's all there.
And use of. quite amazing actually, when you start looking at all these things, you know, like funeral expenses, like different types of burials and all like this. It's quite incredible.
So, because we haven't seen what they were before, but have they all basically gone up, but
They've all across the board, it's been a flat increase, and the reason why this is because I asked this question at the council meeting is that, you know, it'd be great to see this against last year's numbers. This is all extremely prescribed by the Act, and the colours, how it's broken down, and that they're not allowed actually to put the other year in against it. So this is just a legal layout that they have to follow.
well, we've got this year's. We can see next year.
Yes. And you'll
The
read,
RMA comes in, we won't see any changes.
What are we for?
we have the lady for the flag coming in.
We talked about it. Okay. We finished that. We're on 10 point. Big flag application, South Warrior Approach. So see, you give us the new dates so that we can put them in the recommendations.
Yeah,
You mean from the 1st of May to, I thought there was a weird time that they wanted
Yeah.
to advertise.
yeah, so through you, Chair, yeah, the correct dates is from the 5th of January to the 8th of March. So that is to advertise to Martinborough Fair.
It's their standard. That's their standard slot.
Yeah, there is actually though, there's a few things that come in over that time through Martinborough. I'm just trying to think, there might be other things. So when
Here's the list.
in the calendar,
Here's
Do they have flag smell?
yeah.
Here's the current.
Oh, that's the Carol flag
Look at it.
list. Oh, cool. There you go.
Yes, thank you.
So,
Oh, cool.
no,
Perfect.
I don't see that there.
No, that's good. That's good to see because
There's no cruise. No.
Cruise Martinborough thing.
I know.
Mm.
See, holiday, the holiday flags come down straight after 5th of January.
Yeah.
Then it's got Martinborough Fields. So it's got nothing in, I mean, this is what I'm saying is this is the schedule. And so people expect that this is the schedule unless we change it, which we can do. So do you know of something of anything that is not, that's missing off the schedule?
Pour and explore. Right?
Well, they obviously haven't,
I mean,
they obviously haven't.
I haven't thought about flags. Yeah.
Oh, now, remember, Pour and Explore, the woman,
Yeah.
whoever she, you remember it about. She talked to me about it. I said, yes, it's possible.
Yeah.
But she would need to buy flags.
Yeah.
Buy them. And she thought that she wouldn't do it this year, so because it's
Right.
new. But if they carry on next year, maybe they will. But what's the
They're,
date?
they're August. I think it starts in August.
It's getting pretty full.
Yes.
That's good. That's good.
Well, except,
There's nothing in August though.
yes, 1st of August.
This is August,
It's right through to September.
right through to the 8th September,
Yes,
June,
but
March.
that's probably what's Pour and Explore.
So it's the
Yeah.
Round one.
I mean, that event's going to get bigger and bigger. That's
Good.
I mean, have you seen their new brochure? It's fantastic.
The brochures are around. Yeah, they're good.
More. It is, yeah, it's August.
They don't have- so
It's for the month of August. It's the whole August.
But not this August. It's this. Oh, no, I mean like for, they don't have colourful flags. So they're not part of this particular.
Who's up in August? Is anyone there?
Jazz and Martin.
Jazz and Martin.
I suggest I suggest that when the time comes,
Yeah.
they just have to come and talk to us, and
Yeah.
Jazz and Martin will be happy to accommodate them in
Yeah.
this way. So let's not worry about it, because it doesn't exist at the moment.
Yeah.
But what does exist is that there is a schedule.
Thank you. Well, this is.
It says, well, so actually it says booking applications under the street banners and flags policy to be presented to the community board, but actually say that would be better. I mean, they have been presented and here are the dates.
Yeah.
So I consider that it's not actually necessary South by Rappel for any of them to reapply every time.
Oh, I
What do you think?
see. Yeah.
Well, because I mean,
It could
they
be a
don't.
standing.
A standing.
Yes.
As long as the flag doesn't change, it's actually around flag creation and design. That's supposed to come to this table first, but once they've got them and they don't change, there's probably,
It's no point.
because you have to not continually buy new ones, say weather.
But if you keep the same design,
That's it, as long as the design doesn't change.
It's a good point. I only done one copy. This is the Martinborough Community Board flag policy, which does change that all new flags have to be approved by. And once the first, of course,
They can go ahead and, but particularly when you were talking about the foreign explorer, who was going to buy some flags, just make sure that they don't purchase anything in advance until the designs are clear.
well, they ring me. I mean, and if they're going to do it, then they will have to.
I think.
Yeah, no, we had it happen before and it was, they were going up and we were like, what are those? Yeah.
not pretty.
Well, wasn't it the word pretty that they?
So recommendation that we receive their street flag application and do, and the dates is from the June to the 8th of March.
Yeah, it's like over the application.
No, we're approving it.
Okay.
With the new, we're approving it with new dates.
Love the look of the new flag.
Yeah.
I think it looks great.
Chris?
Yep.
Right.
For you, Chair, sorry, do you want me, is there an action for me around the policy or the application or the schedule?
It'd be, I think it'd be quite good if that meant in the minutes. Because, I've only got it because we find it from Angela who happened to have it. You're not really very well with it together, huh? It's pretty Mickey Mouse. Yeah, there is a thing about, there actually is one issue around flags, and that is that they get stuck up and they're difficult to get out, to get down. And the flag man came from Waikanae, retrieved from the fair that it got. And the reason they get stuck is that different people undo the long piece of plastic and give it and start to pull it down very quickly. Meanwhile, it's actually come out of its track up on the bend. And if you shove it up and down before you actually take it down, it will come back down and come through the track. And if you just pull it, then, at the moment that Charlotte is doing a lot of flags behind, putting them on members to might share it around a bit, I think. Well, I've got a Matariki ones I've got to take down. Some of them just for the board's information, some of them are owned by the board. Matariki, Happy Holidays, Christmas, any other. I think mostly those two. All the other flags are owned by the various organisations and they store. And so,
Because I think there's a shop like local something that I think is
you have to.
one of it. Love local. Oh,
Yeah, I think it is short.
there's some shop local, love local. There's yeah.
It's not late. Okay, so moving on. Chairperson's report. If you with us on too long, you should shut them up. Nice.
Good stuff. And
It's recommended the Martinborough Community Board receives the chairperson's report before we start.
yeah, sure.
Would
I'll like that. Yeah, sure.
like thinking
Sorry, what was it, second day? Was it?
that. Ross. Okay. So the first bit is community engagement. So this with our engagement to consult with the community for the development of the 3-year plan. And people seen it. What was that week? There was about probably a total, some people who signed in, sometimes couples, only one signed in. It was about 70 people came over the 4 sessions. What was most interesting was that once they got in the door, they were here for something like 45 minutes before they went. So they one or two who were a bit quick. And most people that came in the door were here for a considerable period of time. It was really very interesting. And what they were interested in very much in being able to write their own notes and stick them up on the board. And secondly, they were most interested in what other people.
Everyone had to read
Yes,
what everyone
yes.
else had to do.
I think it was great, James. Like I was really impressed with how it all played out actually.
And a number of people said, like, going through and reading what other people were putting, and that's actually exactly what they were thinking. They just didn't know if they were the only person who thought like that.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah.
Yeah, and to be fair, the comments are from one end of the spectrum to the other. So they could find someone else who agreed with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that was the other thing about the MAG. I invited Con for the MAG to join with us. I know Nana was worried about whether that would detract from the participation, but it didn't actually in the end.
They work together so well.
We benefited from the MAG's contacts and email.
Those old photos and all that sort of stuff was really cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, well, it showed that the square has evolved
It's evolved.
always.
Yeah.
And so there's no reason why it shouldn't evolve again.
Yeah.
Although there's a definite percentage of people who would like everything to stand still. And of course, the MAG recommendations, what will happen from the MAG is that they will put together a series of possibilities. And then they may well go up again with some illustrations, actually how it might look for what the possibilities are. And some of those will probably go on the old boards that we reissued. In the supermarket at the back on the wall, front end, which is be a really good place for community, a lot of community to interact.
I also thought, just as well, James, it was that it was a safe space, and I think everybody felt that. And whether people were angry or upset, or even those people who came in like that, they were heard, they were listened to. Please,
Most of
like if you're that upset, please write it down on the post, stick it on the board, and your voice is as important as anyone else's. And so it actually, and the quiet people who want to say something but they don't want to say something, and it just is. I thought it was really, really great. As well, even
What were they upset about?
some
people came.
the speed, well, it was like the current ones about the speed change.
Came in really hot.
Mm.
Really to have a go. Oh,
Yeah.
One area was, it's all been decided, it's all up on the board, and the council's telling you what to do. And so after that, Connor was really, really good. But after they'd been right through the boards, calmed down.
Yeah.
And there were a couple of others really upset about spending any money, because I think probably the rates or something that actually have great control pay. So the idea of spending more money, wasting more money, and their rates going up is difficult.
Yeah, I think speed review, they're like it just coming sort of after that. That's obviously something that's just happened that'll be affecting people right now, just while they get used to change. So I think there was just sort of some of those.
But I think also for those people, by the time they'd been round and they'd seen everybody else's. Even.
Yeah.
Well, from a council perspective, we haven't thought or talked about any of these things that you guys are doing at the moment, like that's coming, that's in the long-term plan, but it's not something that we've even thought about. We've been very much focused on amalgamation and all those other things.
Yeah, which was fine. I think there are themes coming through, and I'm writing them, putting them. And one of the themes which is of interest is more community events, where both the local community and tourists can share. Strong.
Like the tour and explore, I think we'll cover some of those things too.
Yeah, that is a tourist thing. The interesting thing.
No, I wouldn't say that.
No, but it would be, if you picked up on that issue, it would be interesting to actually run a tour and explore event for locals that tourists could come to, but that actually was set up as a local let's Martinborough celebrate event.
Yeah.
We used to do it the day before toast. That was it. No, we used to have like events and around the square. We used to do toast, where you had to push the toaster down, and then you had to run around and in teams and try and beat the toaster from popping. And that was like there was like all these different things. Yeah, that was part of the.
I have tried to reinstate the barrel race.
Yeah.
For years, and I've given up.
So,
I've given up, and I'm not going to be involved in another attempt at it. I've even got the trophy that I got.
You got
a little half barrel of Sowery oak barrel ready for the winner.
Yeah.
Still waiting for the race. I think all the winemakers have forgotten how to roll barrels. They've got forklifts now.
That's right.
I have.
So turn it, yeah.
So one last thing on that was about the consultation was that probably and for another time. It might be better if we, with a change, if we actually ran like a citizens' assembly for the consultation, and by that, that's using the roll and using random. You draw a random sample, because we tended to get mostly 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. If we used a random sample like that, we'll pull from right across the community. And what you do is you invite those people, would they like to come and participate in this event? And those that don't want to come, you replace them with some segment. Anyway, it's just a thought.
James, just like I've been, this whole thing about public participation has been a bugbear for mine from just within the wine industry. And I actually think the best way, if we're wanting younger people to engage younger people, we just need to go to them, go to the rugby club, go to the clubs where there's a gathering of that age group and target them. So speak to that organisation and go to them, because I just think trying to go as us, we're just not cool enough, really. Like we need the support.
Yes, I'd agree. Well, I almost picked the kids' board up on Sunday morning, took it out to the playground because it was
full. It was chockers, wasn't it?
I just thought, can't be two places at once. But actually, it would have been great, because the kids that came and participated, they've got lots of things going, but yeah, it was playgrounds.
You know, we walked out there, and I was talking to Kath about how good that playground was operating on the weekend. Like it was chockers.
It was pretty busy.
It was chockers with happiness.
Saturday morning and Sunday morning. It's pretty empty in the afternoons.
Yeah.
It's actually chocker.
It was great.
Through you, Chair, I think we have a youth council. Centre council. Potentially we could have a conversation.
So what would the suggestion be about how to do that? Because it would be a good idea. I mean, we've got all the wards.
Do you know if we could,
Want to use them.
if we could maybe get
We should
get more of them to do the online, you know, realistically that is more of their space than up here and doing these things. And I think if so there's I've been telling a lot of the sort of teenagers and things to please go online and fill it out. And if there's an opportunity to say I'm however old as well, put it in there so that we're getting voices from them. But I think concept like over 300 surveys done.
That's for the mark.
For the mark, yeah, so that's not the community engagement, but I think it'll be probably reasonably similar. They're getting a lot of traction.
We're 36 and 24. Terms returns.
Sorry.
In terms of returns from the same.
Sorry.
Connor has a 500 email list.
If you'd like me to, I can, as an action, I can inquire with the youth development advisor to see whether or not there might be a good fit.
Do they meet as a group fairly regularly?
I believe so, yeah.
Are they Martinborough or are they?
They're
Oh,
South Wairakei.
I think they're South Wairarapa, and I think they,
But you know, they're
possibly-
mostly current college.
yeah, probably, and they possibly meet in Featherston.
Well,
But it doesn't mean that they're all from Featherston. I think it's just they're using the centre or something. I'm not entirely up to date though, so I can just inquire with the youth development
It'd
advisor.
be a good thing to do, wouldn't it, before we sort of finish this process. So, and I'm taking your point, Chris, but then someone has to actually organise it to actually happen.
Tons of dream birds.
The sports clubs applied for funding, didn't they?
They did, Martinborough, the junior Martinborough Rugby Club.
It'd be interesting to just maybe read, because the,
Oh, yeah, that's right. They were
just, you know, they've
with some funding.
Well, we could talk to them specifically if they would like to send it out on their email list, for example.
that's the generation that Martha needs. Like, it's that teenage. Do you know what? Because they're the ones we lose. So after that teenage, then they disappear, and they disappear for good reasons. It's education, it's going overseas and stuff like that. But it'd be really interesting to get their point of view before they disappear. It may help us to retain more, or not.
Okay, so we're going to keep our vote, our surveys.
Yeah.
open
Shell's boys.
for
Is it,
another
have we got an emergency resilience answer yet on any of them? Do you know?
Yeah, 34.
Have we got 34? Really? Oh, that's good.
I mean, all we're looking for is a sample.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we can expect.
I didn't expect that many, honestly.
No, the emergency resilience is the major theme of the engagement boards, as you'd expect.
QR codes were great, having them right there, so you have a go.
Okay. Anything else about engagement? No, we just carry on with just analyze them. Open payment. Considine Park. So that meeting is Wednesday night, 6 o'clock. That's the user group decided to meet specifically to begin process of a development plan for Constantine Park. It has to have one every 10 years or so, and the last one is 2014. It's been finished completely, and so the park has got a number of things happen to it during that time, but it's time for a new one. There's a pretty strong feeling within the group that they would actually like it to turn into a park instead of a paddock. So anyway, we'll talk back to community.
Are they going to retain, like, it's a cricket ground as well? Is that going to be?
Yeah, but actually only occupies a specific area on the park. There's a lot of space to.
The cricket will be moving down to the rugby grounds. The cricket will be down there as well.
They've got cricket, they've got nets down at the rugby ground. And down New York Street,
Yeah.
right inside.
Yeah, the cricket does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think they're talking about taking, I don't know.
they're actually moving the cricket itself down there in summer. There's just been some talk around
It should come up, if
multi-use.
that's the case, it should come up in the meeting.
Yeah.
Ask. So anything else about the park?
Oh, sorry, actually, I did hear that somebody had injured themselves on one of the machines in the Considine Park.
It should be undrawn and called.
Yeah, no, I think it's just maybe, I don't know what the maintenance or the checking of the bits and bobs, you know, like if it's, because if they're just,
You mean,
they
you
might
mean
rust or
the
whatever.
machine was faulty? Didn't look faulty last time, obviously.
I don't know, they said they went on to the one of those ones and it fell, like that actually dropped on them, and they're still on ACC now. They were doing the community, they were doing the survey, and today, so they were.
Note that. We better ask what council.
That's what they said. What's the maintenance plan and the things for the
Yeah, it's a
putting
good point.
for somebody else had said.
Very.
So the equipment was one of the things that someone was asking.
Was it? Was it?
Well, they said it was the one that did that. Yeah, they got on and
It's the push to
dropped
pull,
it
it's the push to
down.
pull you one. There's only just three, I think. This is good.
It's an elliptical.
Yeah, like an elliptical something, yeah, imagine.
The one that goes round, your feet go up and down and your hands go backwards and forwards.
Yeah, I don't know, she did that, so I guess.
Yeah, I will make an exchange.
Moving in next, because
Because
one was injured.
Okay, so that's Continental Park at the moment. Multi-use trails meeting is tomorrow night.
I will be there.
And we will have Joe Howes presenting on work that he did previously on the east-west access to Martinborough. And we'll have Jane Redford, who will be talking about her walking trails and how it might connect into the trail that we hopefully comes off the river. It's rather compromised by the Palliser Estate subdivision, which is closed off. There's some work going on. See if we can find another way into town.
Yeah.
And the guy Martin Bull from like Ashley Associates, it's not quite right.
Angus and Associates.
Angus Associates. He's doing an economic analysis for the south, for Wairarapa, on the trails, and now Martinborough is included in it. The whole Martinborough, our proposed trails, so that's good. So that won't be finished until Christmas. It's been delayed because the Ringatucker Trail is actually shut while they update the Cross Creek part of it.
Okay.
And one of the things they have to do is to interview people who are actually on the trails. So they can't, because they're not.
Close it off.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is thing. And the last thing is the community energy network. So we have a small group of people really.
Thick as squirrel.
Don't have it. Dave Frell and his ex NZED or something. Tim Lusk. He's the CEO.
It was
for
trust cap.
Genesis.
One of them.
No, not Genesis. What's the other one?
Okay.
No, one of the retailers. Meridian. It was Meridian. And possibly Murray Hill, though we're not sure about him yet, but he's had a lot of experience in energy stuff. And a couple of other people. But so where that's at is to actually sort of begin looking at a pre-feasibility study as well, away from anything actually eventuating. But Bill Heaps, who is leading it, works for Community Energy Networks, which is a national organisation. So it's starting. Right, so we've already accepted this. The chair to do it. Well, is there any
Very good, Chair. Just checking on what the actions were. So I'm going to inquire about the equipment in the Continental Park that someone had injured themselves on. And did you also want me to reach out to the Youth Development Advisor about the engagement?
Yeah, I think we'd like to have an engagement with him.
Okay.
All right, noted. Thank you.
Anything else before we close? Yeah. We'll move to
Mahi.
Tēnei. Akitia mai mātou katoa. Mātou whānau. Ai ki te aorani.
Okay, guys, thank you very much.